Things that nobody ever wants to talk about is just how important your brand identity is to hiring. At the end of the day, having a culture that people are attracted to that makes sense to them is so important. When people are outside the business, inside the business, it should be promoting the identity, a part of the identity of the brand. If that doesn't make sense, I'd love to jump on a call with anybody, but what a culture does is it not only drives sales because people are satisfied or fulfilled with the jobs or the roles that you give them, but they are buying into the vision of the company. All the companies that I've been a part of, whether it's a startup in the medical industry for telemedicine, which failed because people weren't bought into the leadership, from marketing agencies where it's just cookie cutter puzzle piece options where, how many clients can we get to drive up revenue, right? To increase our residual income, right? How can we stack this stuff up? And lastly, corporations where people are constantly chasing promotions to be recognized, to be seen, to have power, to have leadership, to put something on a resume. Culture is all about your brand identity, hands down. If you're not able to establish it, you need to be able to look in the mirror and figure out what's important to you. A lot of times society will sit here and tell you what you ought to be in order to drive revenue within your marketplace, or here's somebody else that's doing really well in your business, follow them or follow suit or do the same, right? But at PreFocus, I'm here to create ripples. I'm here to get businesses on board that want to make waves and forget the ripples. If you're in business, even if it's landscaping, right? There's so many things that you can do to stand out, and not to grab attention, not to get recognition, not to garner respect, but to do a good stinking job, right? If you're amazing at cutting grass, like, how do we communicate that? How do we promote that? How do we put that at the forefront instead of you should hire us because of XYZ? How do you get people to believe that? How do you get people to buy into that? How do you get people to see that you care about their grass, their yard, the presentation of their property? How do you dig into these things and elicit an identity that makes sense and matches your business? Back to my point, the culture. How do you find people that want to do a good job, that want to be a part of that company? You promote it. You consistently promote it. One of my favorite words is constancy. Constantly being consistent. That's a culture. You don't move with the waves. You don't let the waters rock the boat. You don't let other people or thought leaders or successful people or your customers tell you how to do business. At the end of the day, the people that value the things that you do will be drawn to you. And that's why it's so important to have an identity as a business. Even when it comes to hiring, in my industry, for marketers or digital arms or personal assistants and stuff, you have to be able to weed out the garbage. It's kind of a landscaping reference, right? But you got to be able to walk people through, like, this is what's important to me. I'm going to hold you accountable to this. These are the standards of the business. This is what we expect. This is what our customers expect. If you're not able to, set aside the standards, find people that buy into them, and then test them before you hire them, you're going to weaken the brand identity, because what you're doing is you're dumbing down value. You could find a cheap person to do an easy task, but I'm telling you right now, it's far more better to find a quality person that cares about the task on hand. Be purposeful with everything you do, guys, and always remember to pre-focus.